Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jennifer Huber, also known as Solo Travel Girl. When I last left you, with the exception of a short, I evacuated for Hurricane Milton. I live in Northport, Florida, level C, which is basically my flood zone, and that area was ordered to evacuate. Sure, I didn't have to evacuate. My boss told me to evacuate. And just because of the type of work we do, she wanted to make sure that I was safe and able to work remotely. But I just want to show you my house. Everything's okay. Things are not as green as they were before. But let me switch it around. I did rent a car when I went over to Miami. This is the rental. I rented it for 2 weeks. It's due back on Monday. I might need to extend it because my work assignment for storm duty is probably going to be extended, and this is basically a week after I got back. This is Thursday, October 17th, and since I got back to town on last Thursday, it was hitting the ground running on Friday with different volunteer work and just getting supplies out to the community, setting up food trucks, getting cleaning supplies. It's been some long days, pretty intense days. I've had the phone glued to my head driving. I had to go from the town of Rubonia in Manatee County Sunday and then drive down to Fort Myers Beach for another event. So that's pretty intense. I'm waiting for AAA because I put my car in my garage before I left, and I came home and the battery's dead. Now, it's kind of like Tetris in there, so I'm going to clear it out as much as possible so the AAA person can get in there and change the battery. So that's all that's going on with me, but let me show you what I did to my windows and what my trees look like. Alright, so first off, here's the weird thing. You notice I'm wearing a hat and a sweatshirt. That's because I woke up, it was 50-some degrees, and it's in the 60s right now. And Radcliffe is enjoying these cooler temps as we wait for AAA to show up. This is my palm tree, and there's someone walking their dog. All right, so this was all green in here. I'm trying to get rid of these yucca plants because they're just horrible. They're exotics. I started off with 4. No, I've probably had 20 since just kind of spring up. If you notice, I don't have plywood on the outside. I have plywood on the inside, and that's because plywood I found, maybe I just cut it wrong, but I tried to get 2 pieces together and it just didn't work out. I didn't cut it short enough after I put the 2 pieces together, and after an hour and getting scratched up by these yucca plants, I just decided to put 2 different pieces of plywood inside, and I put them together with clamps. Would it held up if something went through there? Probably not, but it was just peace of mind. This was my beautiful hibiscus tree. It's very brown, as you can see. Actually, most of the leaves look like they have been blown off. This is the first time I've walked around my house since I've been home because I've left early and I've come home in the dark. Yeah, so there was a nest in here. I don't know if the bird's nest is, no, oh, the bird's nest is gone. Okay, the bird's nest is gone. But anyway, let me show you these clips that I use for the plywood. I know I need to get window shutters. I actually have window shutters my uncle gave me. I just haven't taken the next step of figuring out how to drill things into the my stucco into the concrete. I'm too weak to hammer because I tried hammering them and it didn't work. But anyway, so for Hurricane Ian, I got these clips, and these are so awesome. Basically, you cut the plywood about a 1/4 inch shorter. As you can see, it's a little bit more. Oh, there's a little lizard up there. I hope that's a lizard. Maybe it's a snake. Make a correction. But then you just put these clips on. I used 3 clips here because the other one I just couldn't get on. And plus, this is plywood I used in Ian, so technically I should be using different plywood because it gets wet and it swells, so it's a little bit thicker than 1/2 inch. And I did have to actually pound these on with a hammer before I shoved the plywood in. But these held up. I'm very impressed how this holds up. It's not that expensive either. And then I just want to show you this little cactus. I've had it since Hurricane Ian. Actually, it was yard waste. It was just one, maybe 2 petals, and I picked it up and I just threw it here, and it's sprouted that much. So I did name it Ian. All right, I'm gonna pause and let Radcliffe in. No, Radcliffe doesn't want to go inside. He's just been busy digging dirt. Those are my wind chimes. I have frogs that live in those wind chimes. I've had those wind chimes since I moved in. They were a gift, so it was 2012 I moved in. For storms, I lay the wind chimes down. Now, I did not do that for Hurricane Helene. I'm actually going to show you some video here of Hurricane Helene. I did not evacuate because it was just supposed to be like tropical storm conditions here. But you can see the wind chimes are really rocking and rolling in the tree. This is my tree. So these palm trees, they grow these, maybe I'll go show in the back if there's any left. They basically get these seed pods, and I don't know, it seems like there's 100 seeds on them. And there were 3 of those seed pods coming out of the tree, and I cut them right before the storm because I could just imagine those little seeds could be bullets. Not only into my house, my neighbor's house, he does have protection, but there is a new house across the street from me, so I don't want to be damaging them. But as you can see, my palm tree took a big whipping, started with Hurricane Helene and finished with Hurricane Milton. I mean, the tree's gonna be fine. I'll just need to trim off those palm fronds. Here's another look, and I do need to cut my grass. I tried to cut my grass before the storm, just didn't have enough time. I have a battery operated lawnmower. It's good for about 45 minutes to an hour, but when the grass is long and thick, it takes me a little bit longer to cut it. The battery takes maybe an hour or so to charge. Now the bougainvillea, yeah, I'm sad right now, but I know it's going to come back. The trees are just stressed right now. It doesn't look like fall, that there's all this brown foliage. My neighbor's fence, he got this before Hurricane Ian. It came down in Ian, had it repaired, came down. I was worried about this is my oak tree. My oak tree, you can see which way the wind came. I think that's to the west, right here where I'm pointing. I don't know, I have to go see, but again, I'm sad right now that there's so much brown on that tree, but you see some green, and it'll come back. It's not dead, but I was worried about branches falling on my neighbor's fence. But obviously that portion stayed up. Now this is actually just my regular yard debris, because I'm lazy, because I would have to chop it up and then I would need to bundle it up and put it up by the road for the neighbors, or for the yard waste pickup. So eventually I'm going to take care of this, but that all stayed. My little lemon tree, I don't know, it took a beating with Ian. I'm not sure if it's going to survive, but all the leaves are blowing off of it. Looks like some little oak seedlings are growing up around it, and you got some vines going as well. It's my cabbage palm. This is the official state tree of Florida. It's hardy. It's a Floridian. It survived. It just shook out some stuff that needed to shake out. So this is my little area for the pets. I need to trim it up. I did put my pineapple heads in the garage, but I did bring them out as soon as I got home. So I'm going to show you this. So we're back here. Again, I used the plywood and the hurricane clips. I'll put a link. You can buy them on Amazon. That's where I got them. It's commissionable. If you do use that link, you'd be supporting me, supporting the channel. But look at this. I was trying to get creative at the 11th hour. Again, an issue with the plywood, and I had this issue the last time and I just never took care of it. This house was built in 2002. It has the original roof on it. I've only lost one shingle, and that was during Hurricane Ian. It's a pretty good roof. Technically, I should be replacing it. And I say technically replacing it because that's the whole insurance rule, but my gosh, I haven't had any issues with it. I don't have any leaks. So I don't know why I need to replace something that's working. Anyway, so plywood is Again, maybe I didn't cut it properly, or I didn't buy wide enough plywood, but it's just a little bit short around the window. This is my kitchen window here, off to the left, and then off to the right where there is the pool noodle. That's my bedroom window. So when I went to go put up this plywood, I realized that I was a little bit short and it wasn't going to stick in. And when I did it for Ian, I just jammed it to one side. I used the clips, but of course when I came home, it was down on the ground, but my windows didn't break. So I thought, what can I fill in there? I'm like, oh, pool noodles. So what I did, well, I'm not going to get that. Well, what's interesting here? Well, that's the window. That's where it ended up. The noodles, I'm surprised they didn't float away or blow away. I didn't have any flooding here, thank goodness. But basically, I tried to cut a straight line. You can see that's not very straight. And then I just jammed it up there and then jammed it into the window frame. And you do have a little stuff hanging off the door, but that's okay. That's just some sealant, and I'll just take care of that. But this survived. I cannot believe this. It actually just stuck in there. I'm impressed with my cleverness, so to say. I work with a bunch of engineers. I'm wondering if this is what they would do. Probably not. They would probably figure out a different way. But yeah, it didn't go totally down. So it did leave some things exposed, so wind could have got in there. And that's probably what happened with my kitchen window, that wind got behind there and blew it out. But I'm kind of proud of myself that this worked. Just need to perfect it. I don't want to try another hurricane, but I live in Southwest Florida and that seems to be the norm these days. So that's what's going on in my backyard. I do need to cut the grass. Yeah, I have new neighbors coming in. I don't want to talk about this. Got my little pineapple farm going on here. Well, they don't seem to be growing very much, but we'll see. More of my yucca water. If you watch my previous videos, a lot about Manjaro, I talked to, in 2022, I went through Hurricane Ian. I lost my water system. This is a brand new system installed after Hurricane Ian, which was 2022. Or the storm was 2022. Let me rephrase that. I didn't get this water system until January of 2023, because after Ian I just couldn't find anyone to replace it. So I went about 3 months without real water in my house. I was mindful about hygiene and everything, but basically if I needed to take a shower, I needed to turn on my circuit breaker. I had my uncle and a friend, they rigged it up so I had raw water going into my house. I did a video about that, but I never posted it. Yeah, that was gross. I ended up with several infections, and I'm just happy it's okay now. This is just my home project, trying to caulk up my stucco. I am worried about my foundation. This is leftover from Hurricane Ian, and I think Hurricane Milton pushed it a little bit more. That's my weather head. But I still have electricity. Now, when I left, I tried to move everything as I could into the garage. I had my trash, my recycling in there, but I had no room for my my land waste, my yard waste. So basically I dumped it out and I rolled the can off to the side, and this is where it stayed. I had that outside, even this debris stayed. My hose is intact, so it's pretty amazing. Now, when my neighbor was, she did a walkthrough of my house, around my house, because again, I had evacuated, and she said, "Oh, you lost a shingle." I said, "No, that's actually a shingle from Hurricane Ian. I just keep that there as a reminder of what I went through." I know, a little quirky and weird. So that's it. Looks like I have a solar salesman coming. That'll be fun. It's off to my right, but this is my rental. Alrighty, so gonna get ready for the AAA guy or woman to come. It's Radcliffe. He made a little bit of a mess. He likes doing that. I think the dirt is cool for him. I think it feels good on his skin. I think that's why he does that, right, Rad? I'm not mad. It's okay. Alright, so thanks so much for watching, and I am grateful for what I came home to. I know for a lot of others, it's just horrific. I've just seen some, it's so sad what I've seen. And if that storm had shifted, this would be a different story for me. So I'm grateful and getting out, helping my community as much as possible. I have a car full of MREs and water. I'm gonna try and give out on my days off coming up. All right, so thanks so much for watching, and just remember, life's too short, so always say yes to adventure. Bye.